All right, have some patience with me for this name because probably it's the hardest state I can pronounce, and I'm gonna try it. And I think it's gonna call it like something like Massachusetts. I'm not sure, but I don't think I'm gonna repeat that name very often. So yeah, today we look at these states, and the first thing I want to look is population, and I have it right here. It's around 7.1 million people, and then slightly increased, but not that much. It's one of those most important states, I would say, in the American history. And clearly it's on the East Coast again. And the main event, I would say, is going to be the Boston, which is pretty interesting. But look at this. From the satellite, I like to have those maps set on clear because I'm not interested in that much things that usually I can see all my around the world I'm doing that. Not where actually the main highways, the big cities, sometimes not even the border with other countries. Here it's a different case. Obviously, it's in the same country. The thing that interesting me is how clean it is and how it looks from above without as few interference as possible. And I have to say, from judging from above, the state, it feels very crowded, I have to say. I mean, look, they have some big areas with a huge amount of population, as you can see. Some other empty areas, which looks much better. But yeah, it's a state that's not that big, and they have over 7 million people in it. So that's gonna translate in some pretty crowded areas. We're gonna start here in the west, I would say, and I want to check this one. I think it's a highway here or whatever, and it's gonna be interesting to see how it looks. Yeah, that's how I imagine the American lifestyle again. Roads, clearly they have some repairs here. I don't think they have an earthquakes problem in this region of United States. I think it's more like in California, it's a big deal. But here on the West Coast, here on the East Coast, I don't think they have that much worry to to keep them awake at night. Probably here is like more like hurricanes and a lot of snow. I don't know, something like that. But here, yeah, looks pretty good. Again, roads, yeah, they maintain it pretty decently. Clearly, they need some repavement at some point, but that looks pretty good. This is August 2025. It's a Chevy right here truck. I'm not sure exactly how wide those lanes are in the United States compared to Europe, but those cars are definitely much wider than we see in standard European ones. As you can see, they have some decent space between them, between the car and the lines in the same way. And I think it's a bit wider in United States than Europe, but it feels like exactly the same distance that we have in Europe for European cars like this BMW right here. Yeah, overall here I have to say roads pretty decent, nothing to worry about it. It's a nice area. They got good weather here also. That's very important when you make those street views. This is a classical house, I would say, but not that well maintained or not that spectacular as we got used to it. This one, I think it's better. Yeah, clearly much better maintained. They need some improvements each and there, but still looking way better. What else want to see here? I want to see, it's from the 3D point, they have those wind farms, mules, whatever they call it. Not sure exactly how much electricity this one provides, to be honest, but yeah, it's something, that's for sure. I am more favor for nuclear energy than anything else first, but I guess the people didn't recover from somehow from the nuclear accident that not that many happened and not that many fatalities, but that's a different discussion. Here left some sort of a duplex situation. I think maybe like they live like two families in the same building. I'm not sure, or maybe it's from renting. But it's weird to have like two families in the same building, especially from the American standards. Yeah, probably it's just from one family. I hope so at least. But it looks pretty nice. I mean, I like this grass here. I like even the shape of the building looks pretty nice. I like the windows. I like to see they have some nice details here. The roof is nice. The porch is nice. The parking space is nice. They have water here in case of the fire hazard. They're looking pretty good. They have some sort of a sewage or draining, I would say, not sewage from the rainwater. They're looking pretty good, and this small fence, I would say, I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it looks absolutely great. I mean, like that's a design choice, 100%. The roads also impeccable here in this area, and yeah, it's some sort of on the mountains. I'm not sure exactly how many people can live in that part of the state, but I guess not that many. Now let's go in a more urban area. Let's see what's happening here. And keep in mind, this is the west side of the state, not the east one. Yeah, that's an American movie right here, exactly how we imagine. I like those trees. See, you have those trees covering the road. The temperature of the road in the summer, especially September, not that much of a big deal, but in the summer it's gonna reduce a lot. And also, if you don't have birds nesting where you parking your car, hopefully you don't, the car is gonna feel much cooler when you go into it. The in it the paint job is going to be much well protected, so yeah, it's a absolutely must have, I would say. And look how wide this road it is. Wow, you can actually park on them on the both sides and still have like still 2 lanes remains to actually drive for the traffic. Yeah, housing here clearly American standards, not so bad, not spectacular, but at least this one actually looks pretty good. American cars here, 100%, also like a Ford Bronco or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. Looks, yeah, absolutely great. I mean, American looks makes car that looks pretty nice in this off-road department. It's just they have other issues of reliability mostly. It's a Toyota Tacoma, I think, looking pretty good. I like this color of this house, this nice blue, and this probably this is another room here in an attic, I think. Classical windows, no those lines in this one. This one they have the lines. I think it's such an American thing. Even in Europe we start to see a bit more of those lines in the windows now, but kind of have to say, kind of prefer the clear one, to be honest. It's just it's much better, I would say. It just feels a view, it's unobstructed. Wow, that's probably the heat pump here, I have to say. I don't think it's just an AC, but could be a heat pump as well. Nice cars. I think, what is that? It looks like a Jaguar, but I don't think it's a Jaguar. No, I think it's a Toyota. Yeah, it's a Toyota. It looks for a second like a Jaguar. Look at those nice trees here, how big and how shade they provide. It's a nice house here. I mean, like, they're doing very well in this part here, even it's in the west part of the state. We have an open house here, I think. I'm not sure. Yeah, they're doing right. That's American. I mean, like, I don't know exactly. Maybe you can go in the military. I'm not sure exactly how well they pay you if you go join the military in the United States. Clearly much better than Europe, 100%. And how better the conditions are in the US military. But having a house like this here and don't have to deal with those, I don't know, those bullshit jobs that we have those days. That's a Mazda fun here. I don't know exactly what's happening. They have like 3 cars. I think they're all the same, almost the same. Those probably the same model, different years. Uh, that's a really Mazda fan here. Not sure exactly. Maybe they work for Mazda. Who knows? Yeah, in the car department they're doing pretty well. Unfortunately, I wish they can have cheaper cars and more reliable ones, so we can actually fix a lot of issues that they have. But yeah, here in the West Boston, and again it's September, starts to see the leaves falling from the trees, and then getting red, looking pretty good. Yeah, I have to say, living in a place like this, probably, what is that? A police car? It's just state police. Why they stay here? I mean, like, probably it's the owner. They park on the grass. Wow, that's pretty weird. You can park right there on the road while you park on the grass. That's a Subaru, by the way. In case you didn't see one in a while. Yeah, I like to have those alleys, driveways there that you can pull the car there and don't have to keep it on the streets. Yeah, overall here I like it. Even though it's a small, I don't think it's a town. I mean, like, for European standards that would be a city. From the American one, you could call it a town, but I'm not sure. Really a big size town. These fence, yeah, don't like it that much. Clearly you don't need it, looks better without them. But you can see here in this neighborhood, they prefer to have some fences. And it immediately doesn't look that well. Now they have a stoplight here. Probably they have a lot of traffic, which I don't think so, but I guess they have. And that's why they put it. This is clearly a much lower income area, judging by the size of the, not the house. The house is still pretty decent, most of them. The size of the land that they have, no trees on the, not that much at least, on the main road. This is how you identify those. And if you want to make the area looking better, I mean, it's not much you can do about the land size here, just the way it is. But you can at least plant more trees so you can make it actually more welcoming and take down those fences. It just looks much horrible. This is a golfing course. I'm assuming this is a good area because they have that golf course close to them, and it looks pretty good. Not as high income, how the American likes to say, than the others that we saw, but still pretty decent. They have that golf course there. I guess they and some solar panels here. Okay, they have some. Have to be careful with those balls. Crack the windows or something like that. But yeah, I don't think it's a high income area, although it does look pretty good. This one, I think it's better judging by the size from above. No, it's just pretty much the same. I thought I saw some guys with some pool, and I see like, okay, that looks better, but not exactly the case. Okay, let's move on because it's a lot to see, and I don't think we have enough time. Moving out to the more center of the states, still remaining in an urban area. Let's check this street. See a lot of trees here, so I'm guessing again pretty decent. I mean, if this is how a low-income neighborhood looks from the world standards, that's very rich. For the American one, yeah, I think it's still quite a low income, or at least medium income, something like that, not a high income. But still, it's pretty decent. I have to say, it's pretty decent. Although they need some maintenance in some areas, and clearly, I'm not sure exactly how expensive it's gonna be a house in this region, but judging by the proximity with the cemetery, I guess it's gonna be a low price area, especially if you have the first house. I assuming. Yeah, we can see someone actually, look at this, running. Wow, you didn't see that many people in America on the streets, to be honest. Probably when you go to Boston, you're gonna see more because that's a huge city. Overall here in this area, yeah, doesn't feel that expensive. But if you want to look an expensive area, I'm assuming this one have some pools here, but I'm not sure if they are that rich. And clearly, judging by the way you can see it from above and the roads, those are pretty new construction. And here they don't have that many trees on the road, so yeah, clearly a new construction. They plant a few of them, but they need years and years to grow. So you have to have some patience. Valley solar energy storage. I'm not sure exactly what's happening here. Probably it's a company, have the office there. Who knows? Or maybe they're just running advertisement. Who knows? That could be also the case. Yeah, here housing looks pretty good. It's a nice neighborhood, obviously. Wow, looking pretty good. Every single of the house, they have those solar panels. I guess the advertisement's done pretty well for them there. But yeah, it looks pretty good. These guys, for example, this is 2025. It is nice BMW. Not a big fan, but still pretty good. Very nice house. Yeah, the garage in the house again is the problem. You can actually put the car right here on the left and make some shelter of for the car, and transform this area in a office, in a room, in something else. You can actually get some space back. It's not worth it to keep your car in the house, for God's sake. That's how you end up with wasted land, in my opinion, and wasted space. But it is what it is. Wow, this is a high income area, definitely. Look at this from the above. You can see the grass is greener. Actually, even the satellite images is better, for God's sake. Everyone has a pool, as you can see, even though it's one of those above the ground ones. Roads looking pretty decent from above, and a lot of trees, so let's check into them. But yeah, it looks like a high income area. Although the housing on the ground level, I would not suggest that. It doesn't suggest that high level income, but from above, it's looking pretty good. So, yeah. Wow, this is a classic American, Oh, I would go to America just to make those photos. I mean, can you imagine getting paid to travel every single state, every single town to make those nice photos? I mean, like the American lifestyle. That's exactly how it is right here. And that's why you're gonna see a lot of people rushing into America, especially from the third world countries right now, because it's way better. They cannot afford to wait. Oh, that's a nice grass here. They cannot afford to wait, I guess, generation and generation until they're gonna see some improvement in their countries. Although it's kind of a coward way out, in my opinion. You just don't stay to fight. You just free to go to the easy way. But that's a different discussion. They know first of all, they're not gonna have something like that in their lifetime. They're not gonna have something like that probably ever, because that's clearly specific to America. And they just want better for themselves. I cannot judge them for that, to be honest. But in the same time, um, comfort in life is good. But in the same time, you have the opportunity to fight the regime in your country, the corruption, the poverty, and you are given that chance, even though you might lose your life in the process. From the purpose of the man, at least, and even the people in generally, humans, it's a battle worth taking. This is 2015, and unfortunately, we can see a new one. No, I don't think we can transition to the new one. It would be better if you could to see the difference. Yeah, this is 2015. Nice, interesting car. See, that's a Ford Focus. We see it in Europe, and that's a Hyundai Santa Fe, I think. We saw that in Europe too. We have it in Europe. I think it's worth fighting in your own country. It's just choosing the easy way out. That's my opinion. But yeah, I can see why. I mean, like, America looks pretty good. Like, I don't think they can improve on that. The only thing that can improve, yeah, like I say, it's the housing, the materials that they use those to build the houses. But anything else, and a dramatic scale, by the way, not small things. Comparing with the rest of the world, yeah, I don't think here the roads need some pavements. This is 2025 September, so very recently. So I guess we have to do it pretty soon. That's a nice yard. Wow, look at this. Nice plants, nice mailbox, nice house. Looking pretty good, pretty good. Yeah, overall, even in the mid states, I would call it. This is 2017. Looking pretty good. Yeah, you can see 2017 more cars than today. Obviously, it's just timing. There, nothing serious, but it's interesting to see that. Have an airport here. Okay, wow, it's a lot of things that's happening here in the states. Let's go more to the traveling to the west. I mean, let's see something outside the town, not just only inside the town, inside the town, inside the town. Let's check these constructions here, how those people live here. Yeah, clearly much bigger lands, as you can see. Housing in that department, some of them decent, some of them not so much. Oh, that's a nice Acura right there. A solar panel? Wow, how many solar panels that guy have? I mean, I will not invest in solar panels right now. I mean, they say that the technology to make them twice as better, it's around the corner, probably by 2030, something like that. And probably they're gonna come up with some battery storage too. So yeah, it's right now, I guess it's for those guys that they don't have reliable electricity in their area. So that's actually worth it. But probably I'm waiting for like $1,000 kit with 100 kilowatts watt battery and 10 kilowatts with 50% efficiency solar panels. And gonna be so simple that you can actually install it yourself, not to pay anyone else. That's a real investment, in my opinion. That's how it's supposed to look like. Until then, not exactly a big fan of solar right now. I'd rather have cheap electricity from the provider. Okay, wow, that's a really nice house. I mean, look at those. I don't know exactly how they call them. Columns? I don't know. Looking pretty interesting. Yeah, they need some attendance. This house doesn't look that great, but that's easy fix. Another thing that we have a problem here with in the Western world, I would say, with the men, is like they got lazy, for God's sake. I mean, they didn't even know how to do things. I mean, like, you should never allow someone else to do anything in your house. Maybe electricity if it's something very serious, but I hope like I said, they're gonna come some DIY kits that you can actually do it yourself very easily home without any special improvement or asking anyone. And rest, everything else should be easy for a male to do it. Yeah, some high appliance, for example, like a heat pump or something like that should. Oh, look at the state police here. I guess it is not the state, the town police. You should, when you buy a product, you should have like a really good warranty in the first place, and buying a product that's gonna be very reliable, so don't have problem with that. But with time, we can actually fix some small things into that. And after a while, probably if you broke after 15 years, 20 years, Probably the next product is gonna be much more efficient, so it's not even worth repairing. You just get back the old one that you have, then you install yourself the next one. That's how things supposed to be, you know. But unfortunately, in this day and age, uh, it's not. Maybe with time. Probably we see some comebacks, I have to say, with men fixing their cars right now, fixing things around the house. I'm impressed that the states, even here in Europe, didn't make some sort of a law that you cannot fix your car, you cannot fix by yourself, and just to force you to go to someone else to pay. Yeah, but who knows? It is still time for that. Not all gone. What else can we see here in this area? Wow, it's a bit above here. With the elevation, it's a bit higher, which is pretty nice. Wow, that's a nice Mercedes. We didn't see that very often in Europe anymore. It's just like that all got junk. A lot of trucks here. I'm not sure exactly this guy needs a truck. I mean, living in this house in this part of the country. If you live in Alaska, I understand it if it does some construction works, but if you do construction works, you don't buy I think it's a double cab. Yeah, you don't buy a double cab. It's in construction, let's face it. You want the single or the extended first one, I don't know what they call it, the crew cab or something like that. Nice housing here again. Nice yards, not that many trees, I would say, just on the right side. Look how nice it looks, this one, and on that one not so great, but this one looks nice, really nice. Those nice alleys, see, they have the garage separated from the house. That's how it's supposed to be. They understand that. Wow, look at those trees here. Look at the house, how nice it looks. Many trees here looking pretty well, and the alley that goes to the garage. They have, oh, look at this house. That's pretty nice American house, and they have some construction working here, I guess, or some plants here, looking pretty well. Looking well. That's the AC, by the way. Somebody stays there. Yeah, looking nice from the American perspective. Unfortunately, again, the problem with the jobs, but everything else, and that we discuss. But everything else is pretty good made. I have to say, it's pretty good. It's a nice lifestyle, I have to say. It's something like that's what I'm saying when you compare US with Europe. Yeah, you can say in Europe people are, let's say, skinnier, for example. People are, I don't know, more self-aware about the environment and all that bullshit. But in the end, when you give someone a choice where they want to live, even they have some exchange between them. Between the countries, you're gonna see usually, oh, that's a nice color of the BMW. Usually you're gonna find that most of the people we would like to live in the US. So that's tell you something. All that efficiency and all that way of life, as they describe it here in Europe. Wow, that's need some pavement here. It's gone immediately. When you are presented with a much better opportunities to live. It's just gone. Wow, that's a nice, I think it's a TVR. What is that? Oh, I'm not sure. They covered the logo, but it looks like they covered this one, but didn't cover the Toyota. Wow. Here in these neighborhoods, pretty narrow streets and you need some pavement. The house looks pretty good. Yeah, overall, oh, look at this house. That's a really German style, I would say. I would like to live here, I'll be honest. I would like to have some shade from the cars, but yeah, the land is small, unfortunately, but probably can get better. Interesting if that's back. Oh yeah, they have some back. I guess they have some sort of a second house or garage there, which is looking pretty good. Wow, this looks like a barn. Looks pretty good. It's a garbage day. They have the garage there with the car. I mean, yeah, it's nice. I like it. I'm not sure exactly where the property ends and where it begins for your neighbor, but I guess you can have like a discussion with them so you don't actually go trespassing. And the Americans, they are very sensible with that. What else can we find here? It's a main town. It's a big city. This one is not even a town. This one looks like a more upper income area, I would say. Yeah, housing pretty good. Again, the problem with the trees that they need more, need much more to actually doing a better job looking. Wow, that's pretty nice here. They're doing well. They're doing well in these parts again. Doing very well. Typically American. Again, with more trees, yeah, much better. And probably in like a 10 years or something like that, we're gonna see a much better face here. Wow, we have some sort of a pond here. Some sort of artificial lake. I mean, can you imagine have like an electric bike, a very fast one, and going outside and play it here? I mean, like that would be absolutely great. Yeah, nice houses, clearly a much newer construction, I would say, and the lands are bigger. Wow, have a rock here. Look how nice he looks. It is better. It is overall. It is better. Let's move. Oh, it's a lot to see. What the fuck? Let's go to the coastline. Let's see. Let's see the beach right here. See, you have a state that has an opening to the sea, for God's sake. That's pretty good, actually. I mean, look at this. That's pretty good. I like it. I didn't drink my coffee, so I'm gonna drink it right now. What else can we find here? Some sort of a park? What is this? Yeah, I think it's some sort of a park. Bit empty there, but fine, I guess. Look at the sand here from above. Look very sandy, but we see some rocks each and there. But yeah, it looks nice. It looks nice. I mean, you could have some boats here. Actually, have a nice day. And this is June, looking pretty good. Pretty good. I think they have an island. I don't think it's in Nantucket, which is extremely expensive to live there, but I'm not sure if it's here. Wow, but it looks nice here. I mean, like, this is not garbage, by the way. This is just, when it's from the nature, it's fine. I don't have a problem with that. Like we saw in other countries where there are something like that, but with garbage. No, that's nice. This one I actually like it. It's more natural. But yeah, when you have the garbage, it's like, no, thank you. This is the border of the states right there. So I'm gonna check those property on the beach. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Unfortunately, I think the house is a bit closer than I would like to see from the beach, but yeah, it is what it is, I guess. Here, pretty good. Pretty good. I guess all of them are for rental. All of them, most of them are for rental. Wow, that's pretty nice. Look at those windows. See, they kind of give up on those lines. I mean, they have a few. I mean, that's a much better actually design. Have like a nice frame to it, comparing with the classical lines that they have. We don't see them here anymore, but clearly those are European windows, or at least closer to European windows. Much better insulation from temperature, from weather, from noise even. That's the main plus that nobody talks about it, which is kind of weird. Even when I sell them, it's like, that should be like the main selling point. That's that noise, you're gonna hear it every single day. The temperature differences, yeah, it's a huge plus for saving money, but that's gonna be only in the extreme temperature environments. The noise, it's constant. It's the only constant I actually have. Wind and noise, which they are kind of very close to the related. Yeah, I guess it is what it is. What else can we find here? Well, some sort of a swamp here. I'm not sure. Let's check them. Yeah, it looks like they have some windmills there. Wow, that's an interesting house. I don't think they have crocodiles here. It's way up north. It's not Florida, for God's sake, but that's an interesting house to have it there. Living in a place like that, nobody around you, yeah. Pretty interesting. Wow, this is like a nice view of the ocean. It's clearly an ocean view right there. Wow, look at this house. Look how many levels. It's a lot happening here, to be honest. I don't like multiple level house, but this house somehow works. The lines on the windows, they are just on the upper one, not on the one that they moved, the one that they slide. The door, pretty nice, but I would say a bit understated. Let's call it like that. Could be like a main event here, just going inside. Garage, yeah, probably they don't have much land here, I would assume, but garage in the house, you know my opinion by now. I like those round windows on the top, looking very nice, very harbory, I would say. And this is how they build houses. See, again, from wood, they have windows here. Clearly they give up on those lines in more newer construction than the old ones, but I think the old ones, you can see they have some nice feeling if the overall design of the house works with that. Here it doesn't work that well, and this one is better. How big the garage it is! Wow. I mean, this guy has some decent land. You can put the car out outside even. It just feels like again a lot of wasted space. That's just my opinion again. Things that can improve, I would say. What else can we see on the coastline? I mean, like, yeah, in the States like that, a lot of people, I'm not sure exactly how easy it is to live here, how easy it is to have a good job to provide. That's some sort of a museum here, looking pretty good, actually. Wow, actually it's pretty good. I'm not sure exactly how well maintained that it is, but in my country, in Europe, something like that would be like top notch. Cannot find better than that. This is 2025 September, very recently, and we have a 3 Series here. Pretty good, pretty good. I mean, they look very nice cars. They're looking inside and outside, and they drive, from what I heard, pretty nice. But the price and the reliability on one of those, yeah, it's just not for me. Wow, that's a pretty nice pine tree here. I mean, this is a classic American house, and this one, it's a classic American house with a nice front beach, front ocean view. Again, probably it's very expensive to live there. Unfortunately, it is what it is. Let's go to Boston. I want to see the main one, the city, the big one. And maybe I want to see those high rising buildings right here. Wow, we didn't see that so far in the United States since I arrived here. Wow, look how many street views they have. This is 2020 in the pandemic year. What the fuck? I want to see the 2024 at least. Pretty good. I mean, like, this design that they have here in the United States, and I think to some extent was made. I mean, the most recent one. They make it here. In Europe, I have to say, it doesn't work to have that tall of the buildings. It just doesn't fit well, in my opinion. It just doesn't make any sense. Again, this is pandemic. But here in the United States, not sure exactly if they were the one that actually invent this style. Not a big fan in the rest of the world, but here in the United States, it kind of works. I have to say, those tall glass buildings in the center area, because they have the suburbs. If you want to escape this concrete jungle, you can go outside, and you're gonna be like, I don't know, half an hour away from the city, half an hour commute to living in a place that we just saw, probably close to the coastline, to much open land, much open areas. It makes sense for the United States, I have to say, but for the Europe, we don't have that big lands outside. We don't have that easy commute even, and we kind of moving to this kind of buildings even here in the main cities. And for us, it doesn't work. That's the thing. Okay, they have this nice architecture, like old style European one, looks pretty good. We have those too in some areas, but here in the east of Europe, after the communist period, that kind of put a break on the Eastern European civilization, I would say. I mean, everybody kind of judge them because they have the communist era, which is fair, but you have to understand we didn't have it from the beginning. So I guess we have it pretty much from the end of the World War II until the 90s. And that period, or let's say 40, 50 years that we lost, that doesn't mean that's not exactly define us, I would say. Although we have an old generation that was raised and born in that period, so that's also interesting to a board, because yeah, when you're raised and born in something like that, that's all you know. You have to kind of wait for those people to die and hope for the next generation. But we have already the communist building that is not gonna getting away that soon. So yeah, in Europe doesn't work. Here it works. Wow, that's a nice building. I'm not sure it's a church, and I don't think it's a church. But look at this. I can imagine the Boston in the 1710, something like that, 1610, whatever. Having a place, just one building. That's probably the tallest building in the town, in the city back then. And now we have all of those that raise above and beyond them. And I don't know if you play Assassin's Creed, that probably is going to be like a synchronization point right here in the game. So yeah, that's the tallest point in the Boston back then. Now clearly things are changing. So yeah, I'm all forward for those kind of a building for the not exactly that all, but again here it kind of works. I mean, I prefer this one to be honest, and this one. But if you wanna build something like that, at least build it only for the offices and not going for the residential area. In my opinion, again, looks pretty good this building. I'm not sure exactly what's happening here. They go under the ground at some point, those windows, but fine. And probably it's a distance between them, that's why they have those, but we cannot see it here. But here it seems to be like on the same level. I'm not sure, it's kind of weird, those windows. But that was the construction back then. I guess that was not the original one. They changed it with time. At least the level of the streets change with time. But looking pretty good. I'm not sure exactly what it is, I have to say. Probably some museum now, who knows. But look at the windows with those lines that we talk about it. Here it's working in this architecture. Look, works pretty nice, pretty fun. This one not so much. You can obviously see they didn't go for that. And in this one again, didn't work that well. So you need to have the right building for the right window, I will assume. But looking pretty well overall. I like it. I really like it. I mean, that's what I'm saying. This kind of a building, this type of architecture, this type of street layout works only in the United States. Europeans try to copy it, and it was a mess. And for the Eastern Europeans, it's even worse because we have that the communist era that they built totally different buildings, and now you try to blend them, all of those together. It's just absolutely a mess. It's not working, and it will never gonna work unless you start demolishing every single communist building that they have. Otherwise, it's not gonna work. I have to say it's not gonna work. Wow, looks pretty nice here on this street. Look at this. It's clearly I was in this residential area. It's an apartment, obviously. Again, I would prefer to living in suburbs outside in a much bigger land area. But having an apartment, again, talking about like when everything is gonna be free, pretty much. Having an apartment in this region and use it maybe like 2-3 times a week, that would be fine. Although probably if you use it only 2-3 times a week, you're not gonna have that much of the sentiment for something like that, and you want to move out in the main residence, which is gonna be probably outside the town. Here pretty nice. Wow, it's a Volkswagen Golf here. Okay, feels more like British to me. Yeah, clearly a different way of living in this part. Looking pretty good. I have to say something different. But yeah, I wanna like to live here. Just not for me. Look at this. Not that much space. Cars, fine. We have that in Europe too. So those trees, like you see it here, is more common in Europe right now. Because people like cars and they wanted and they used it. Unfortunately, the government opposed them with every chance they have to take the cars away from them, but they do it with me, so yeah. Pretty sad story. What else can we have here? Yeah, small streets. Yeah, if you want Europe, go here. Look at this. That's pretty much Europe. Small, narrow streets. Enjoying European. Overall, yeah, pretty interesting. I guess like when you go to New Orleans, it's gonna be much more interesting because there it's a different way they're doing things. So yeah, here in the more residential area, close to the beach, wow, they have some sort of a buildings, but they're still apartments building, I guess. Those are probably individual housing, but we know maybe they have a backyard, probably. But yeah, those one like more. If you have a common wall with your neighbor, it's an apartment building, but it looks nice. It does look nice. This one looks nice. That one individual looks even better. Those one on the other side, clearly cheaply made. Not even close to the quality or level of these ones. Unfortunately, I cannot go there. Probably to have the parking be behind the building, which I like. That's why I like Americans. They think about cars. Here in Europe, it's like, nah, people don't need cars, but we're still buying them. Like I have like 2-3 cars per family right now. Some people. Yeah, and they're just gonna put taxes on them, and then they're gonna take the car away from them. And that's the approach that they have here in Europe. United States is clearly much different. It's like, yeah, you need a car to travel, to enjoy life, and we're gonna make sure you have a space to park the car. In Europe, this is the last thing that they think about it, and they try to tax the parking space. I mean, you pay more for the parking space than taxes than you pay for the house right now. So yeah, pretty bad. That's what I'm saying. It's like European lifestyle. Americans came to Europe. That's nice. That's how interesting it is. Stay here for like a year or two, and then we talk. And then they see like, yeah, I mean, like you have a lot of problem in the United States, but I'd rather take those than the European ones. That's the difference, because we can all talk about in a debate like which one is better, but in the end, it's like, hey, where you want to be born, where you want to live. You're gonna see more Europeans go for the United States than the Americans go for the Europeans. It is what it is. Even though nobody wants to recognize that, or at least nobody wants to admit that. What else can we find here in Boston? I mean, it's a lot of area, residential area, as you can see. I'm not sure exactly which one it's richer, which one is poorer. Probably if you have an individual house here, you're gonna be a bit better. Here, those constructions, yeah, on the, I want to say poor side, but clearly a low income area. This is what, 2019, just before pandemic, and I guess life was good. A year later, absolutely disaster. Yeah, I can see more crowded population there. If I will go to look for the rich areas, probably I will look somewhere here. Look at the size of the land that they have here. Wow, this is exactly in the town, in the Boston. That looks pretty good. Look at those nice fences that we talk about it, like from the stones, from the rocks, looking pretty good. Yeah, that's wow, that's in, I don't think it's the middle of the town. Obviously, it's not, but look at this. It's close to the center than other areas. I mean, yeah, it looks pretty good there on those rich guys. And just a few blocks away, we have this one, which is like a more poor area, but still looking way better than we saw in others when they jamming everyone together. I mean, like, that's nice, but wow, look at those plants here. See, that's a fence, in my opinion. That's privacy right here. That's how it's supposed to be. Look how nice it is. Wow, I'm not sure exactly how much time they needed to grow that tall, but it looks very nice. Clearly Boston house, I would say. Look at those strips on the windows, looking pretty good. But it kind of works with this architecture again. It makes sense for them to have something like that here. In the new constructions, in the new designs, yeah, if you don't have the same colonial design, I would say this one works very well. The window shutters, again, looks pretty well. If you don't have that type of construction, moving away from those type of windows to those clear ones is not gonna work that well, I have to say. And vice versa, if you have a modern construction and you want to have those strip on the windows, it's not gonna work that well either. But other than that, looks pretty good. Have a golf course here, have a swamp here, I guess. I'm not sure exactly what's happening. Wow, that's a lot of things happening here in Boston. But let's move away. Let's move to this. Again, I don't think they have the Nantucket Island here, but I'm gonna look for that at some point. I wanna check this one. They have an airport here. Wow. Probably some sort of a military base. I'm not sure because there doesn't seem to be that many planes here, to be honest. I'm not sure exactly how many they arrive in this island, but I guess could be a rich area if that many people goes here. Wow, from above doesn't look that well. I don't see a goddamn tree. And this is from what? What is this? I don't have the name for it. 2019, before pandemic, and the quality is absolutely horrendous. It could be in Nantucket Island, huh? Not sure. Wow, but the quality, it's now it's better. Back then it was absolutely nice. Horrible. Nikon Ink Beach House. Wow, that looks pretty nice. That looks pretty nice. I'm looking for some names. I don't want to cheat and just go in a Google search and see what it is. I want to see how it looks. Some more fine jewelry. I almost read fine jewel. Yeah, small narrow streets, very European, I would say. Nice, open to the beach right there. This is what, 2019, just before the pandemic. Interesting car choice there. Some of them, they need some improvements, but overall they look wow. Another synchronization point right there. It looks a bit crowded, I have to say, but this is probably like a main strip. Yeah, close to the ocean. Looks pretty good in this island. Let's check some other areas. But again, I'm kind of jamming together everyone. It's not how I imagine, and the quality of those is absolutely horrendous. Nice house here, by the way. I have no idea where it is, but I'm gonna search in the end for the Nantucket Island. See, maybe it is this one. Kind of give me that vibe. I didn't see that many images from there, but Does look pretty decent. Just check this one, this road, how nice it is. Wow, it looks like something from the Caribbean, I have to say. But the quality of some of those street views absolutely horrendous. I'm not sure exactly what's happening there. Not that many people goes here, or what is going on? Nice parking lots here, pretty good. And I think they are free of charge. I'm not sure. In Europe, you're gonna pay for everything. It's kind of weird because we think like Americans pays for everything in some areas. But it's, when it's about cars, oh yeah. God forbid you owning one of those cars here in Europe. Wow, that's pretty nice even here. It could be, not sure. Wow, that's a much bigger land area, I would say. Nice small streets with houses spreading around. You can even see it. That's a lot of privacy. That is privacy. I can barely see the house from those street views. Looking pretty good. And the nice pine trees there. Looking nice. Looking nice, I have to say. Let's check this one. It's much more wide. Wow, look how tall it is. Until you go there. Oh, they even have like a pavement here. You see, you don't need it. But probably, I'm not sure exactly how easy it is to get hit by the hurricane here. But if you do, wow, you can do some real damage here. Those yards not so well maintained, I would say that probably that's it is. That's bamboo here. What is going on here? It's a lot going on in here. Oh, that's a nice land. See, that's much better. Ooh, it's a nice house. Wow, yeah. Overall, it looks better. It looks great, I have to say. It does look great. Look at this strip right here. Let me check something. Oh yeah, it's very close to the north. I mean, the weather is pretty good there, I would say, for what they have. Like, I expect it to be much colder. Clearly, we cannot see the temperature, but I expect it to be like, I don't know, snow every day of the year. Something like that. That's pretty good here too. Like it. You don't have like a full paved streets, I would say. I don't think you need it. Looks pretty good. And keep in mind, this is still Massachusetts. I don't know, again, I'm not gonna say that name. That's an interesting island. Let's check this one. I mean, living on the island is always expensive, but somehow those people make it work. I'm not sure. Nantucket. This is the Nantucket Island? Wow, we find it. That is the other one, but no. Let's check this one then. Oof, nice glass windows there. Let's go back to, I see something here. Look at the old windows made out of wood. We don't do that much here in Europe. And the frames. I don't think they're double glazing, it's just single glazing, so you're gonna save a ton of money if you go for the triple glazing. I mean, like, it's gonna be like such a shock. I'm absolutely shocked that nobody does it in the United States. And if it is Nantucket Island, this one, what it is? Do we have a name for this one? Just from curiosity. No, it's Fleet, whatever. So yeah, the Nantucket Island, it is in Massachusetts. Let's check the beach. Pretty good on the ATV, pretty nice. I mean, I heard like it's a very expensive property here, and in the same time it's very not that easy to arrive. I mean, like, it's an island, for God's sake, even though it's close to the mainland. Still, it's not gonna be cheap. You cannot have a road trip to there. But nice small housing in this area. I mean, like, that's probably more European feeling, I would say, that they go for it. Although I have to say I prefer more white spaces than even this one. And I will not pay a premium for living here. Probably I would want to visit at some point, but if I was an American, for example, I was an American. But I don't think it's like they have that nostalgia probably again from the look at those plants, how nice it looks. That small houses a bit jamming together, old architecture. That Americans fall for it, especially when you go to Europe. So I guess that's why they like it. I mean, but look at this. Living here, like with the small streets, narrow, hard to navigate, not that much privacy. I mean, not exactly the American way and not exactly the good way of living, to be honest. I mean, like, if I have a property here and it costs like a lot of money, probably at some point I will sell it and move to the mainland, a much cheaper property with much bigger land, and improve my life drastically, I would say. Here, yeah, just doesn't feel that American to me. But yeah, those guys here in those gated community, okay, how probably they're doing pretty well. They're doing pretty well in that department. And here, let's check this residential area. Yeah, the same thing. Clearly, it feels like you're living in like 2 centuries ago. It has that feeling, which for a lot of people will be nice. I mean, they liked it, especially in a country that probably they got used to it. Look at this pavement, much better pavement than the one we have those days. Although this is much more comfortable, I have to recognize that. Oh, that's a nice Volkswagen. I think it's a Volkswagen, right? Looks nice. Carbon Kia probably. Looking pretty good. I mean, yeah, it has a nice feeling. European ones. It is well maintained. This one, for example, I like the green. I like the green and the white with the gray tails. Looking pretty good. Pretty good. And this is Halloween, by the way. Looking nice. I mean, I can understand, but again, no, not that much privacy. Probably higher taxes here because what I heard, like my properties. Not a big fan, I have to say. I would not go for it in those in 21st century. Probably last century was a big difference. Maybe they didn't have that many constructions. Maybe there was lower taxes. Maybe there was like not that many people. They have even some sort of an industrial area here, I will assume. That probably is like providing jobs and boats for the people. But yeah, I will not move here, I have to say. It looks nice, but not that nice to make me giving up on the space that might actually have. Here again, one of those private areas, I will assume private neighborhoods. They clearly try to give them more land to the people, as you can see. But unfortunately, we don't have that many images, so I don't know exactly what's happening there. But clearly, a much more rich area. I mean, look at this, the pools, the size of the house. Close to the beach, which I'm not exactly a big fan. We have a 360 here, but I think it's far away. You cannot see anything. And it's from the inside. Oh, what is going on here? Seems like a World War II bunker. Here it's a pool. I thought it's a point. No, I mean, it's nice, but in the same time, look at it. It's clearly new constructions. They extend what's the policy of the island? The residential area of the island. Some of them look nice. Probably they're coming for the main town. It's like a second half residence or something like that. Probably not permanent residence. Assuming now this is much more basic area, probably. Yeah, look nice. It looks nice. I'm not saying if you are born here, you're not gonna be sorry for anything. It's just not very American to me. That's what I want to say. And they have like almost zero housing on this island. That it's a lot of opportunities to build here. So yeah, Americans has a lot of space. Again, when the population starts going down, those land is gonna be much cheaper and much more available usually for the people. With the technology that we have, we will be like to have some water here, to have like electricity, and that's gonna be much cheaper. Hopefully, we're going for that. Who knows? Those days with people. But yeah, the state of Massachusetts, hopefully I'm saying right, but I don't think so, is looking pretty good. Looking that they have everything here back on the mainland. Yeah, much bigger lands. I mean, this house clearly has seen better days. It's an abandoned house. Probably we can buy that for $5. Who knows? This one, oh yeah, that's American house. I mean, look at this. That's a nice land. You don't have that many neighbors. They have even the side wall that I like. And look at what is that? Look at the alley. How deep it goes. I mean, like, you can have a lot of fun here. Here it seems like, I don't know, another abandoned house. I don't think anyone lives here anymore. Just doesn't give me that vibe. Here is gonna be a nice one. Small, nice on the island, pretty good, pretty good. Overall, I like it. I have to say I like it. Looks pretty good. This state's not so bad at all. Actually, it feels like, wow, look at those Polaris. Pretty good, but a lot of junk here. I'm sure exactly what's happening. And a lot of Americans, wow, look at this skeleton. It's like clearly go for Halloween, I guess, or 4th of July. What is going on here? It's September, for God's sake. I'm not sure. Or just they leave the decoration for the entire year. Wow, nice house here, but it needs some maintenance and improvements. Here, the same story. I mean, some of them, they're looking very, very nice, but clearly much more land here than on the island. Also, usually life is cheaper on the mainland than the island. Overall, yeah, I like it. I like this state. This one, yeah, that's much better. I mean, could have a golf cart there? Wow, look at this. A nice golf cart. Pretty good. Pretty good for them. Nice yards, nice small wall. A fence like that, it's acceptable. I mean, that's historic, for God's sake. I would like to have something like that. It looks pretty nice. See, they keep cars outside. Unfortunately, they have an indoor garage, inside garage, but look at this square house. Wow. It's strange, but feels more like colonial era. Pretty good. Pretty good, I have to say. Yeah, I don't think we need to see more than that because I'm gonna make this video like 2-3 hours long if I want it. And I don't think nobody's watching anyways. I just doing more like a documentary series for me. To visit those. But yeah, overall looks nice. Looks like anyone would like to have at least a life like this. Wow, look at this, how much space they have here. Wow, that's probably from the European perspective, that's pretty much like you have to build your house like Japanese or something. Huge difference in culture, yeah. Huge difference. For the land like this, you have like 5 houses in Europe. That's how we build them here. Which sucks. Nobody, we have the discussion. Nobody likes them, but everybody buys them because what are you gonna do? So yeah, I think we see enough. If you're living in the States, leave a comment if you see this video. But yeah, overall looking pretty nice. Looking pretty nice. It's one of those most populated states that we've seen so far comparing with the others. With New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine, this Massachusetts, I think, again. Not sure if it looks the best, but clearly is the more complete one, I would say, that we've seen so far. It has everything. Have a big city, have nice island, expensive also, nice coast area, nice wide space area inside and on the west of the main city, inside the states. If you have mountains with snow, that'll be everything. That's it. You don't need to move to go out in a desert. That's it. But yeah, it looks pretty good, and history, yeah, definitely on their side. It's looking good, yeah. And you can see how big it is, and at the same time how small it is comparing with the rest of the United States. So yeah, it's absolutely crazy. Check the other videos that I make, and see you next time.